Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockmount Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, the latest out of Bar Harbor in regards to the community's ongoing cruise ship concerns. Plus, the Ellsworth Historical Society has received a grant to repair a historic building. And the Gracie Theater at Husson is preparing for its upcoming season. We'll get a glimpse of the lineup. This and more local news right now. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. It's Friday, the rain has cleared out and the weekend is looking beautiful. Meteorologist Evan Biggs joins us now and has all our weekend forecast details.
Hey Emma, thank you very much. Happy Friday. And so far we're watching a few sprinkles that are still trying to sneak around the region. We have a radar in the most sensitive mode here as we're watching things moving from the west to the east this morning as their area of low pressure continues to track off towards the north and east. Overall, as things do develop, though, again, nothing too ridiculous going on at this point. We do have the clouds that are developing along with a few light sprinkles or light showers. That'll be possible, but it'll slowly track off towards the north and east. And the clouds will break up to reveal sunshine coming up this afternoon. And the temperatures will love the sunshine as the center of low pressure. It's actually right about in here. We're right on the outer edge, right about in here now, which is why we're seeing a few sprinkles possible this morning. But again, sunshine will be on the way, giving temperatures a boost close to that 80-degree mark. Futurecast for the rest of today, there's a sprinkle chances possible during the afternoon period, though. But really by tonight, things really begin to calm down as we do become mostly clear. And the winds, a little bit of a wind out there, though, maybe out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some higher gusts up to 15 and even 20 miles per hour are not out of the question during the afternoon period, but really calming down later on tonight. So for today, upper 70s, maybe some lower 80s out there. A few sprinkles, otherwise decreasing clouds later in the day. That west breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some higher gusts up to 15 to 20 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. Upper 50s for tonight, though, under a mostly clear sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 80s getting warm out there with under a mostly sunny sky, and that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing decreasing clouds, temperatures in the 70s and maybe 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Authorities have recovered the body of a diver in Calais yesterday afternoon. Executive Petty Officer Sean Reagan with the U.S. Coast Guard Eastport Station says they received a call around 1 p.m. reporting a diver had gone underwater for more than 1 minute without resurfacing. According to the Department of Marine Resources, the body of 54-year-old John Morris of Cape Charles, Virginia, was recovered around 2:45 p.m. yesterday from the St. Croix River next to St. Croix Island. They say Morris did not have dive tanks and did not resurface after diving to a depth of 18 feet. Other divers with him, who also did not have dive tanks, tried to locate him but couldn't. They ultimately contacted another nearby diver who did have dive tanks, and that individual was able to locate and retrieve Morris's body. His body was taken to the medical examiner's office in Augusta for an autopsy. The U.S. Coast Guard is conducting a preliminary investigation into this incident. Algae blooms that carry lethal toxins are creating a potentially dangerous situation for some of Maine's lakes and ponds. Matthew Duroncic has the story.
With all the warm weather we've had, it's allowed us to spend time at the lakes here as well as spend time with friends. However, it's also created something else, algae blooming.
It is somewhat of an emerging issue worldwide.
This comes from Maine Department of Environmental Protection Lake Assessment Leader Linda Bacon as we are seeing an increase in the amount of warm days. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, winter temperatures in the state have been increasing twice as fast as summer temperatures. Bacon explains that climate change is one factor that plays into the problem.
All of a sudden, we're experiencing conditions that were probably experienced by states a good 1,000 miles south of us.
She says the main issue that causes algae to bloom is the amount of nutrients a lake has.
Phosphorus is the nutrient that limits the amount of growth that you'll get, algal growth that you will get in a lake system. So the more phosphorus in the water, the more likely you are to have algae.
Once it blooms, the algae can cause cyanobacteria that, if ingested, can cause illness and death to people, livestock, or pets. And this is something that is continually studied.
There's so much uncertainty, so much that's not known about what causes the toxin production at this stage in the game. We tell people to avoid those areas. Don't let small children play in that water. Don't let pets or livestock drink out of that water.
Bacon says to refer to the Maine Department of Environmental Protection's website should anyone have any more questions.
There are links in various pages to a map that shows the lakes. Will give people an idea of the risk involved.
Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The Bar Harbor Town Council has decided to cut down on cruise ship traffic. There can be no more than 3 cruise ships a day under the plan approved by the council. It also puts a daily passenger cap of 3,800 in May, June, September, and October. The daily passenger cap for July and August is 3,500. The limits do have the backing of the cruise line industry. Town Councilor Matthew Hotchman says the plan protects the town in a lot of ways.
It may not be the drastic reduction that some people want, but it's a beginning. It's a starting place to see how these reductions work. It's something that the industry has agreed to, so we're not worried about, okay, well, we're voting to put this in place, and the industry is going to hate it and challenge us. They've worked with us on this.
A citizens' initiative that calls for a cap of no more than 1,000 cruise ship passengers a day is set to go before Bar Harbor voters in November. Mount Desert Island Hospital broke ground for a new building yesterday. The Kogod Center for Medical Education will provide housing and learning space for students and residents from various medical programs that do rotations at the hospital in Bar Harbor.
Often they're doing their training in urban centers and medical universities, and this is a very unique experience of what it's like to take care of rural parts of the United States. And of course, to do it in Bar Harbor is an extra boost.
McGuire says the building is being built with the latest green technology, so it will have a climate-neutral footprint. It will take a year to build. She says this is the first step in a major expansion planned for the hospital in the next few years. It will include improved access and a total renovation and expansion of the emergency department, as well as the surgical suite. Senators Susan Collins and Angus King have joined a bipartisan push for the IRS to clear backlogs and resolve customer service issues. 93 members of Congress have sent a letter to the IRS commissioner urging the agency to eliminate ongoing processing delays, improve customer service, and extend the suspension of automated notices and collections, among other things. In a Senate Finance Committee hearing last April, the IRS commissioner estimated the agency would return to a, quote, healthy state by the end of 2022 and expected to hire 10,000 customer service representatives between this year and next year. According to the National Taxpayers Advocate, the paper backlog has actually increased, and the group also says the IRS has left 4 out of 5 phone calls it receives unanswered. The Ellsworth Historical Society has received a grant to help repair the old Hancock County Jail. The old Hancock County Jail, Sheriff's Home and Jail, is a brick building that was built in 1886. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and officials say it represents the history of both the county and the community. The brick exterior started falling apart years ago. The Maine Community Foundation has awarded Ellsworth Historic Society $20,000 from the Belvedere Historic Preservation and Energy Efficiency 2022 grant program. It will be combined with $200,000 from another grant awarded in April to restore the exterior of the historic jail. The old jail has been a museum and home to the Historical Society since 1979. The time is now 8:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the town of Levant is hoping a ballot initiative will help aid their new fire department. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. High of 79 today. Clouds are clearing up. Mostly clear tonight, low of 59. Tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful. Very sunny, high of 88.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50.
I get used to this.
So that's good. Make sure your happiness lives as long as you do. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Do you struggle to open or close your windows? Are they drafty or leaky? Are you constantly adjusting your thermostat only to have your energy bill skyrocket? If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
Welcome to your family fun entertainment center, Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy. Movie Rocket has newly renovated cinemas, and the Starcade features all the best video and arcade games around. Movie Rocket, 268 Podland Road in Bangor, and at movierocketbangor.com.
LAFD, we will come to you.
An emergency is the absence of choice, robbing us of our safety.
I can feel it coming. Get out the van!
Oh my God.
911 season premiere September 19th on Fox. Watch anytime. All seasons available on Hulu.
The Levant Fire Department is hoping the public will vote in favor of funding for new equipment. This November, the town of Levant will have the opportunity to vote on a bill proposing more department funding. If granted, the money will go towards replacing their lead engine as well as their rescue truck. According to the station's volunteers, the updates are long overdue as their current lead engine is around 14 years old. Fire Chief Eric Stroh spoke of the importance of replacing the aging vehicles.
This community has been absolutely tremendous in the support. We have some of the best equipment around. It's just starting to get older, and we have some of the best trained firefighters in our community that I could ever ask for. But we know that to progressively stay that way, we've got to be replacing and looking at what is the future for our department so that we're here 5 or 10 years with the same staffing that we have.
With the vote approaching in November, Strout says that the department will start pushing their plans more publicly in the upcoming months to educate the townspeople on what they need. Husson University's Gracie Theater is ready to open up for its 11th season with a star-studded lineup. Headlined by legendary folk singer Tom Rush, comedian Ray Harrington, and the classic rock orchestra, managing artistic director Jerry Missler says this year's season is going to hit home for many due to the variety of Maine-based artists scheduled to perform. Missler says she also expects this season will be the best season the Gracie Theater has ever had.
Things are going really well so far. We have a really robust season with something for every generation of music lovers. We have theater, we have classical music, we have rock music, we have rock stars, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Gracie Theater is offering a You Pick 4 options where guests can choose 4 shows at a special discounted rate. The season kicks off September 10th and runs until April 2nd of next year. The time is now 8:13. After the break, Champion the Cure races are back as of this weekend. Plus, in Bangor, today is the last day of the season for one public pool, while another will be reopened for another week. This and more local news when we return.
Inflation, a broken supply chain, and high gas prices. Mainers everywhere are facing tough decisions about rising costs. Growing up as part of a small family business in Leeds, I learned what a struggling economy does to small businesses, jobs, and to working class people. And serving as a Marine in Afghanistan and Iraq taught me to stand strong for what's right in the face of adversity. I'm Jared Golden, and that's why in Congress, I'm an independent voice for you, taking on my own party to stand up for Maine families. I was the only Democrat to vote against trillions of dollars of President Biden's agenda because I knew it would make inflation worse. I've stood with law enforcement against defunding the police. I support cutting the gas tax and increasing domestic oil production. I'm working to lower prescription drug costs and standing firm against any cuts to Social Security and Medicare. I'll always be an independent fighter for you. I'm Jared Golden, and this is my family. I approve this message because when it comes to doing what's right for your family, I'll never back down.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Bangor Parks and Recreation is reopening one pool in exchange for the closure of another. The Beth Pankow Pool on the west side of Bangor will be open for the last day of the season today, and the Dakin Pool on the east side of Bangor will reopen tomorrow and stay open with limited hours until next Friday. Bangor Parks and Recreation Director Tracy Willett explains why the lifeguard staffing dilemma is worse this year.
Typically, we end up closing pools about this time each year anyway because of availability. This year, we had a few lifeguards that had some interest in staying an extra week, which was just enough to allow us to open the Dakin Pool for an extended week. Not enough to open both pools for sure, and not enough to have Pankow open. The timing isn't necessarily unique to this summer, but certainly the shortage of lifeguards has been. We encourage anyone who's interested in being a lifeguard through the fall, winter, and spring to get into a lifeguarding course.
Dakin Pool requires a smaller staff and will be able to reopen between the 20th and 26th for the hours of 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and then 6 to 7:30 p.m. between August 22nd and 26th. Champion the Cure Challenge is back, and many races are kicking off this weekend at the Lafayette Family Cancer Institute in Brewer. This event is one of the area's largest cancer fundraisers. This year, the group has a goal of hitting $1 million for the first time ever. Champion the Cure runs until September 30th, and this weekend there are 3 major ways to participate. You can run, walk, or cycle. Each day offers a different race, ranging from 1 to 10 kilometers, and the cycling races will range from 12 to 100 miles. Every dollar donated stays in Maine to support treatment and research at Northern Light Cancer Care and Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center.
It brings tears to my eyes to see people embrace this event and this cause. So many of us have had cancer touch our lives, whether it's directly that we've had it, a parent's had it, a spouse has had it, some other family member or a friend at work. We've all been touched by it. And to me, it continues to remind me of why we do what we do.
To date, the challenge has raised just over $500,000. One person has anonymously donated $250,000 and has pledged to match every dollar up to $250,000 until September 30th. A portion of this year's proceeds will go towards a new linear accelerator, which is a machine used to provide patients with radiation oncology. For a full schedule and ways to donate throughout the challenge, check out northernlight.org. The time is now 8:18, and let's get a full look at that forecast. Meteorologist Devin Biggs is in with the latest. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. Our radar is in the most sensitive mode this morning because a lot of what we're seeing this morning is just a few sprinkles out there along with some of the clouds that are still hanging around this morning. So don't be surprised if you notice a few quick rain showers, even a few sprinkles, as we're on the outer edge of the area of low pressure that continues to track off towards the north and east. So a lot of what you're seeing here will begin to go away soon as low pressure moves away, and sunshine will be on the way later today, and then a nice clear sky on the way later on tonight. Let's give you the bigger picture, though. Again, not Not too much going on at this point, though. We're on the outer edge. Anything that's really developed has really calmed down to just those sprinkles or light showers at this point, and maybe a little bit of wind as well, as low pressure is just out toward the north and east, and high pressure not far away. So low pressure will continue to move away, pull the precipitation and clouds with it. High pressure will move in later on tonight, which will help to really warm things up for tomorrow and keep things very nice overnight tonight as well. Of course, the new drought monitor is out. Not much of a change for us, so still a moderate drought in our neck of the woods with severe drought further down toward the south and west. So, and of course, if we zoom things out, a lot of the country still dealing with plenty of drought, and even a good part of the northeast now dealing with some severe drought, even some extreme drought in some areas at this point. So rainfall definitely needed across a good part of the country. Wave heights, though, are calming down, hence there's no small craft advisories in effect. We're only at around 2 to 4 feet according to some of the buoys nearby, and of course looking a little bit more calmer near shores, and overall not too bad out there. But again, the ocean might get stirred up a little bit today with some of those gusty winds that may try to reach up to 15, maybe 20 miles per hour, but that might be a little bit of a stretch. But look what happens later on tonight as the winds really begin to calm down as high pressure begins to approach. Our average high is 79 degrees. We'll be around 79 today in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Then really heating up just in time for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, in the middle to upper 80s and back down to the upper 70s on Monday and Tuesday, about normal for this time of the year. The lower 80s again as we head towards your Wednesday and also for your Thursday. Muggy mirror, though, not too bad. Dew points may get a little bit higher in a few spots, so especially as we head towards Sunday into Monday, though, with dew points in the lower to middle 60s. They're kind of staying there for a while, then maybe a quick surge into the middle 60s as we head towards your Wednesday. Futurecast moving forward, decreasing clouds, maybe a few sprinkles possible as those clouds begin to break up, though, becoming mostly clear later on tonight. So later on tonight, things looking really good, and even as we head towards tomorrow, a beautiful day with a lot of sunshine. The concern there, though, is a lot of heat on the way, too, with temperatures making into the upper 80s, so maybe a few passing clouds there as well. Just be notable with the heat that will begin to move in. Upper 70s, maybe lower 80s today, a few sprinkles and decreasing clouds late, with that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s becoming mostly clear, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 80s, maybe some lower 90s if you're lucky. Mostly sunny and warm out there. West wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And a look at your extended forecast. So a small chance of rain by Sunday with temperatures in the mid-80s, upper 70s on Monday with a small chance for rain again. The more storms on the way for Tuesday, highs in the upper 70s.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Out with the old and in with the new. Check out Pat's Pizza Specials. Tuesdays, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. Tuesday all day breadstick special. Wednesday, large one-topping pizzas, $8. Wednesday, small steak and cheese with french fries, $6.25. Friday, fish with french fries, $7.50. Saturday, small one-headed pizza, fountain soda, $7.25. And you can still save some dough. Bring the family to the all-new Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road North, Hamden.
Who can you call when you need immediate help, any time of day or night? Always giving you and your family peace of mind.
AAA's legendary roadside assistance is a network with over 50,000 vehicles that respond to more than 32 million assistance calls every year.
If something happens and we're broken down, my family's not going to be stranded.
There are so many benefits to membership, and AAA is there if you're locked out of your car, need a tow, run out of gas, have a flat tire, or a dead battery.
You know, if you have one flat tire or one battery service, that membership fee pays for itself.
Wherever you go, wherever you are, you can trust AAA to be there when you need them.
Join AAA today for $26.50 when you enroll in AutoPay. That's a 50% savings. With this special offer, there is no admission fee. And as a special bonus, you'll receive a free 1-year membership for 3 additional eligible family members. Don't wait another second. Call to join AAA right now.
Good morning, everyone. Well, Orono boys soccer is vying to return to the Class C North Finals, but they'll have a little more of an uphill battle after losing a chunk of seniors from 2021. Tyler Cruz has more.
Soccer's an all-weather sport. Lightning is the only thing that'll keep us down. Otherwise, we'll play.
It is pouring rain and about 60 degrees in northern Maine on Wednesday and Thursday, but up in Orono, that just means one thing. It's soccer weather.
The excitement is twice as more when there is rain in it.
We're all out here. We're all soaking wet. I don't think there's a guy who's not here right now, which really shows how much heart our team's got.
We actually talked this morning after our first session and gave the boys an opportunity. Hey, do you want to practice? It's going to be rainy and windy, and nobody said no.
Orono has had an interesting last couple of years. They were perfect in 2020, but there were no state or regional tournaments. In 2021, they were unbeaten again. That is, until they met Fort Kent in the Class C North Finals.
That was a big one. That was a heartbreaker to lose in that one because, it was such a run for the last 2 years, and we were really looking at it. We could have had it.
Leaving them with a little extra fire heading into 2022. Last year's championship game still sting a little bit.
Of course it does, but it's always this year, so use it as motivation to come back. We're going to win it this year.
And even though the Red Riots are losing 11 seniors and a lot of great leaders, they have not lowered their standards one bit.
The large and talented senior class graduating from last year means a lot of new faces on the field, but those faces don't lack experience.
Expectations are always high, so yeah.
Many of them, they are working through the summer with other clubs, etc. And the knowledge of the sport is there. And the expectations, therefore, are always high.
Plus, the words and actions from last year's seniors are what is helping this new group of upperclassmen become role models of their own.
We really have to keep tradition and everything, and that's very important to our team. So we're going to follow in our seniors, our past alumni footsteps.
That leadership-wise, where they pushed us to the points where we needed to be a championship team, I think that really rubbed off on the rest of us for the last couple of years, and we're moving that on to the next generation of guys coming up.
Reporting from Orono, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, I'm going to give those guys a lot of credit for being out there, but I'm going to give Tyler Cruz arguably even more credit. He's dealing with equipment, expensive equipment. I mean, that comes right out of his paycheck if it gets wet, and he did a great job, had the garbage bag there, so give him credit. It is not easy. So, Tyler, thank you for doing that and appreciate it. Best of luck to the Red Riots as they go forward here. And the fast approaching regular season is right around the corner for all fall sports, that is, and that includes football, because this year it's going to be a little bit different. The NPA made some adjustments to the schedule that'll see Maine schools playing out of state for the very first time. Now, on September 2nd, the Bonnie Eagle Scots will make history, becoming the first Maine high school football team in the modern era to host a team outside of Maine. It's an experience that most Class A schools will have this season, and it's the Scots who lead the way with their Week 1 battle hosting Merrimack, New Hampshire in Standish. For now, Bonnie Eagle is at work down in Winslow for their annual preseason camp as they get ready to represent Maine high school football across state lines.
We're very excited to be part of that. I think it's a great thing. We've been wanting to play an out-of-state team for a number of years, and it's finally going to happen. So we're looking forward to representing both our school and our state really well in that game.
Playing someone out of state is definitely new. I've never played a real 11-on-11 football game against someone out of state. I think it's a good opportunity for us. We're really going to compete out there against them.
So that'll be interesting to just see how it shakes up and comparing state to state, something that's never really happened, at least in the modern era. So best of luck to Bonnie Eagle representing the entire state of Maine. And just a day after the high school football season starts, Maine football will open up its 2022 schedule. And once again, both ABC 7 and Fox 22 Bangor will air select games this year. Maine Athletics has partnered with ABC 7 and Fox 22 as well as Maine CW to televise 3 of the Black Bears' home football games. The first broadcast will come on homecoming weekend when Maine hosts Monmouth on October 15th. 2 weeks later, ABC 7 will broadcast the Black Bears game versus Richmond with the border battle on November 19th, closing out the televised slate of games. All 3 matchups will be aired live on ABC 7 and will re-air the following Monday at 12:30 right here on Fox 22. And finally, since leaving Maine hockey back in 2021, defenseman J.D. Greenway has bounced between the Providence Bruins and the Maine Mariners, and he'll get another shot with the Bees this year. Boston has reportedly signed Greenway to a professional tryout, according to Cap Friendly, extending an invitation for the former Black Bear to participate in training camp this year. Greenway played 16 games in the AHL, 26 down in Portland, totaling 7 assists on the year. The Bruins training camp is set to begin in mid-September. All right, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
With a new Toyota, you can practically make summer stand still.
From making a splash in a Highlander to fitting in more fun in a Camry or tackling a trailhead in a RAV4 hybrid. Who's a good boy? Enjoy the last of summer in an exciting new Toyota during Toyota's national sales event.
Come and get an electrified Camry LE Hybrid with 52 mpg and up to a 686-mile driving range. Plus, get affordable 1.9% financing on most Camry models.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Machias, is sponsored by the University of Maine Early College. Tuition-free online fall courses for high school students, umaine.edu/early college. Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And Cottonwood Camping, located in the heart of Down East Maine. We have easy access to the Sunrise Trail system with ATV and electric bike rentals.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. It's Friday, August 19th, 2022. Alas, the weekend approaches. According to the Farmer's Almanac, August 19th is best for hosting parties, writing, quitting smoking cigarettes, washing wooden floors, and buying a car. Actor John Stamos from TV's Full House is 59. Actor Matthew Perry from TV's Friends is 53. Today is International Talk Like Jar Jar Binks Day. It is National Hot and Spicy Food Day and National Men's Grooming Day. And for those in the news industry, I'd say this goes all week long. Got to brush your hair before you go on air. And a quick programming note. Patriots preseason football action is on ABC7 tonight, which means Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy move over to Fox 22 at their usual times, 7 and 7:30. The rest of Friday night's shows will air after Nightline on ABC7 late tonight or early Saturday morning. And let's turn it over to business news with Leo Jonathan.
Home sales are slipping again. Higher mortgage rates and prices that are still near record levels have pushed existing home sales in July down nearly 6% compared to the month before and down more than 20% from a year ago. First-time unemployment claims are also falling. The Labor Department says 250,000 people filed for benefits last week, down 2,000 from the week before, but the number of Americans collecting unemployment is up by 7,000. Apple is warning that there are some security flaws in iPhones, iPads, and Macs that could open the door for attackers to take over the devices. Experts say make sure all your technology is updated to plug any holes. And retailer Kohl's earnings dropped 63% in the latest quarter compared to a year ago. Kohl's is also dealing with the same problem as other stores. Buying patterns are shifting, leaving an excess of inventory and forcing stores to cut prices. I'm Leo Jonathan with Friday's Business on ABC7.
And now, here's a look at some of the upbeat stories making headlines today.
Curtis and Beth Calamari were having breakfast at the Eggs Up Grill in Myrtle Beach when Beth started choking. Server Stephanie Fisher and manager Ruth Weibel rushed to her with the LifeVac, a device that sucks out anything lodged in a person's throat. Weibel says it's the second time in a matter of weeks that they've used the LifeVac. 3 days a week, Wonder Bar in New Jersey's Asbury Park has Yappy Hour when customers can let their dogs off the leash, pups play in the sand, or paddle in the pool. A $10 entrance fee supports animal welfare groups. Manager Debbie Delcia says it's become pretty popular across the tri-state area. And professor of chemical engineering at Purdue University, Vilas Pol, says they're developing batteries using sodium carbonate to replace lithium batteries. Pol says lithium is rare and expensive, but salt can be found everywhere. The batteries will be heavier, but Pol thinks sodium-ion batteries will be more efficient. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC7.
And finally, let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Friday. And so far, we're watching a few sprinkles that are still trying to sneak around the region. We have a radar in the most sensitive mode here as we're watching things moving from the west to the east this morning as our area of low pressure continues to track off towards the north and east. Overall, as things do develop, though, again, nothing too ridiculous going on at this point. We do have the clouds that are developing along with a few light sprinkles or light showers. That'll be possible, but it'll slowly track off towards the north and east. And the clouds will break up to reveal ideal sunshine coming up this afternoon, and the temperatures will love the sunshine as the center of low pressure is actually right about in here. We're right on the outer edge, right about in here now, which is why we're seeing a few sprinkles possible this morning. But again, sunshine will be on the way, giving temperatures a boost close to that 80-degree mark. Futurecast for the rest of today, there's those sprinkle chances possible during the afternoon period, though. But really by tonight, things really begin to calm down as we do become mostly clear. And the winds, a little bit of a wind out there, though, maybe out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some higher gusts up to 15 and even 20 miles per hour are not out of the question during the afternoon period, but really calming down later on tonight. So for today, upper 70s, maybe some lower 80s out there. A few sprinkles, otherwise decreasing clouds later in the day. That west breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some higher gusts up to 15 to 20 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. Upper 50s for tonight, though, under a mostly clear sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 80s getting warm out there with under a mostly sunny sky, and that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing decreasing clouds, temperatures in the 70s and maybe 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. An iconic building in Portland is now 150 years old. The city is celebrating the 150th anniversary of the U.S. Custom House. It's a federal building and originally served as a customs house. The building is still active, serving the federal government to this day. The administrator to the U.S. General Services Administration says years ago it was forced to make a decision about the fate of the building.
Back in the 2000s, we had to make a decision whether to keep this building or get rid of it as a federal government, and decided to invest in it. And what you see today has a new roof and new railings and new windows, and also new infrastructure that makes it energy efficient. In fact, it's one of the most energy efficient buildings we have in the whole federal portfolio.
She says the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act will enable the federal government to preserve more buildings like this in the future. An 8-year-old boy in Wisconsin is making headlines, all because of his luscious locks. And now he's advanced to the top 25 for the best mullet in the kids division of the USA Mullet Championship. His new do earned him the nickname Mufasa during wrestling season because coaches and fellow wrestlers said it looked like a lion's mane. But these days, most people know him as Mullet Boy because of his growing fame. His dad says the online contest started out with about 1,500 entries, and Emmett has advanced to the top 25. Since word of Emmett's fantastic follicles got out, he's been invited to throw out the first pitch at a college baseball game. He also shot a video with Menominee police, where he was arrested for having too much party in the back. Still to come here this morning, your national news updates.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes and More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch-support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6C and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes and More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving. General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
We are the first family of country music. Just watch.
Monarch series premiere September 11th on Fox.
And on to your national news. A Florida judge says he's inclined to release some of the affidavit outlining why the August 8th raid at former President Trump's home was necessary. He is, however, giving the Justice Department the chance to make some redactions. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
The Justice Department has until noon Eastern on Thursday to make suggestions to Judge Bruce Reinhart on what they want redacted from the affidavit. The DOJ says the redactions, quote, would be so extensive as to render the remaining unsealed text devoid of meaningful content.
The Department of Justice is notorious for really overextended redactions.
On Thursday, the judge heard from lawyers from news companies who want the affidavit unsealed.
Judge Reinhart seemed to have a very good sense that it is his job as the gatekeeper in this case to perform his function of balancing the interest in the public of accessing these materials against the interest in the government in keeping them secret.
The Justice Department said it could harm their investigation now in its early stages.
We don't want cooperating witnesses and informants to be less inclined to assist the government in future investigations.
Ultimately, Judge Reinhart said in his order, quote, the government has not met its burden of showing that the entire affidavit should remain sealed. He wants the Justice Department to submit their redactions and their justification. He'll make the final decision on what, if anything, to release. A spokesperson for former President Trump saying no redactions should be necessary and the whole affidavit should be released.
That's why you see Trump and his lawyers wanting so much to see this, because they don't believe there was sufficient justification.
Justice Department lawyers will have the chance to appeal the judge's decision once he rules on what he wants to release. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
A new warning from the federal government to drought-stricken Southwest as the Colorado River, a major water source for millions, reaches a tipping point. It comes as global warming continues to fuel flash flooding, wildfires, and more extreme weather from coast to coast. But it's not just in America. Europe is also seeing the impacts of climate change. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on how the U.S. is responding to the impact.
As the U.S. sinks deeper into a climate crisis with the West in the middle of an extreme drought, an urgent warning from the federal government to multiple states in the region. They're asking Arizona and Nevada to drastically cut down on water use as the Colorado River, which serves nearly 40 million Americans across 7 states and Mexico, reaches a tipping point.
Without action, we cannot protect the system and the millions of Americans who rely on this critical resource.
In the Colorado Basin, Lake Mead and Lake Powell are both at historically low levels after 23 years in drought conditions. Currently, Lake Powell is at 26% capacity, Lake Mead at 27%. We've been covering the dwindling lake levels.
Over the past 2 decades, the water level here at Lake Mead has decreased by 130 feet. That's basically a 13-story building. And when you're up close, you can see how gigantic those bathtub rings really are.
And from the drought to the flooding, the West is getting it all. This river of water rushing onto the Vegas Strip. And just a couple of weeks ago, a so-called 1,000-year flood in California's Death Valley. Experts say the drought and flooding can go hand in hand, as even mild rainstorms can overwhelm dry soil and create rivers in the streets. But the West isn't the only region at risk. You can see how most of the country is experiencing some level of drought conditions. And abroad, the climate crisis is mounting there too. Parts of France pummeled with flash flooding. And in Germany, the Rhine River officially running dry, trapping this cargo ship and further putting experts on alert for what this crisis means for humanity. And back here at home and in response to the emergency on the Colorado River, the federal government stopping short of forcing water cuts, instead saying they would rather work together with states to find a solution.
Federal Reserve officials say their attempts to cool the economy may be working as some industries show signs of slowing down. But they warn inflation could still remain uncomfortably high. Now Republicans say the Democrats' latest spending bill could make the problem worse. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
This one's only been on the market for 9 days.
After a hot streak of home buying, the housing market is seeing a cool summer. For the 6th month in a row, sales slumped, dropping almost 6% in July from June. Higher mortgage rates pushed some buyers to the sidelines as the Federal Reserve raised interest rates to fight inflation.
I'm in the construction industry, and it's definitely slowed down quite a bit.
But the retail industry is also taking a hit. Several stores like Kohl's are seeing sagging demand.
They have way too much inventory they're sitting on, and now they have to figure out how to unload it, which likely means selling it at a steep discount.
The White House is praising the economy's resilience, pointing to falling gas prices, bringing much-needed relief to families. At the same time, President Biden is getting ready to tout the Inflation Reduction Act, a massive health care, climate, and tax spending bill that Democrats say will do more to cut costs.
We face serious global challenges right now, inflation first and foremost, but there's also no question that the United States is better positioned than almost any major economy to weather those.
Still, some economic experts warn the bill could overheat the economy once again.
We've had a very nice downturn in oil prices, which has offset the other prices increasing, but those trends aren't going to stay.
The Biden administration is weighing action to forgive some student loan debt, but Republicans argue that would contribute to rising costs. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
After the break, an in-studio interview with a local theater director. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. High of 79 today. Those clouds are clearing up. Mostly clear tonight as well. A low of 59. Tomorrow, beautiful and sunny. High of 88.
In life, many things matter. Black lives matter. Asian and Caucasian lives matter. Police officers and firefighters matter. Youngsters and senior citizen lives matter. Think about it. Every life matters. And it all begins, first in Maine and everywhere, when the protection of the unborn matters.
At Dorsey Furniture, we believe value means more than a great price.
That's why we do what we do at Dorsey Furniture. That's why we're always updating our showroom with new pieces and new displays. That's why we're always eager to show you the latest furniture styles and newest fabrics.
Because we believe that your home should be beautiful.
Visit our showroom and experience Dorsey quality, Dorsey value, the Dorsey reputation. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A in Holden, and online at dorseyfurniture.com.
The Piscataquis Valley Fair, an old-time country fair, August 25th through the 28th in Dover-Foxcroft. This reminder brought to you by Puritan Medical Products Company, maker of disposable medical devices since 1919, is hiring. Log on to PuritanMedicalProducts.com today. And McCusick Petroleum in Dover-Foxcroft, offering oil, propane, kerosene, motor oil, and burner service. Call 564-3406.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We are here with Amy Giroux. She is the director of $10 Theater's newest shows, the second series. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Emma. It's so good to be here.
Of course. So you guys are just coming out of your showings of Romeo and Juliet,
yes,
correct?
We just closed our Summer Shakespeare. It's a mainstay of $10. We've been doing it every summer. $10 has been around for 20 years, a little over 22 years, I think. But we are well known for our Summer Shakespeare programs, yeah.
Awesome. So what you're well known for now, you're kind of evolving a little bit with the second series shows.
Yes.
Can you explain what those are going to be?
Yeah, sure. So we have a home now in the Bangor Mall. We've been there for 3 or 4 years now. We love it. And so second series was originally created by myself. I wanted to have shows being read aloud by local people that had a low commitment. They didn't have to be there for tons of rehearsals. Reading shows that maybe were super expensive to actually be produced as a full production. And that people could just come on a Sunday afternoon and enjoy a play being read aloud by some local professionals and community members. Originally, we were scheduled to put the second series up, and our first show was going to be in March of 2020, and we had to cancel it. So I've been holding on to this baby for 2.5 years now, and we're so excited to bring it here.
A long time coming.
A long time.
Yep. So the reason why it's more of a reading is because you guys are just obviously coming out of a whole season of Romeo and Juliet.
Exactly.
So even if you wanted to, these actors would not have been able to have that turnaround to do. There's four separate shows, right? Correct?
We're doing 4 shows.
Yep.
And it's honestly, so a staged reading is no costumes, sometimes props. We're not doing props, no lighting. It's a very minimalist way for an audience and for actors to experience the text of a play. Cool. But without all the monetary load or getting more designers in the area to have a fully realized play.
Yeah, so especially great for literature fanatics too.
Exactly.
Because you're really, it's just bare bones, it's raw.
Yes.
Right, the great
I
raw
love
form.
hearing plays read aloud. It's always been something I've done.
Yep.
There's a handful of groups in the area that do this, and I think it's just the best way to get familiar with the play for the first time.
Yeah.
And a little bit less pressure for people who might not think they like theater.
Yeah.
Come see a stage reading, see if you like it.
Excellent point.
Yeah.
Excellent point. So do you have a favorite of the 4?
So we're doing a play called Practice House First by Rachel Carnes. The second play is Casa Valentina by Harvey Fierstein. The third play is The Curious Case of the Watson Intelligence by Madeline George. And the final one is Cyrano de Bergerac by Edmond Rostand. My favorite is probably The Curious Case of the Watson Intelligence. It's a play I've been holding on to for a while now, and I'm so excited to hear it out loud.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
That is exciting. So, for people who want to go, is it in the location in the Bangor Mall?
It is. We are in the Bangor Mall in the old Sears wing for you locals.
Gotcha.
And the show starts this Sunday. We have 1 o'clock shows every Sunday from this Sunday up until September 11th.
Oh, wow.
It is suggested donation. You don't have to purchase a ticket. You can show up at 1 o'clock. You can visit us on our website at 10buckstheater.org and check out the information there. It's very low pressure. We just want people to show up and have a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's where the name comes from, right? Tickets would usually be $10 or a suggested donation of $10. In this case,
it used to be, but actually, I might be corrected, but I believe it was created with the idea of $10 as in 10 deer. Our original logo, way back in the day, had deer in it.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Yep.
It's evolved.
Little known fact, yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, other than having a favorite, I guess that we're kind of coming up on it. And September 11th, and the first one this Sunday. Yeah, well, I guess that's all for today.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yes, everybody make sure this Sunday at 1 in the Bangor Mall. We'll turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. Our radar is in the most sensitive mode this morning because a lot of what we're seeing this morning is just a few sprinkles out there along with some of the clouds that are still hanging around this morning. So don't be surprised if you notice a few quick rain showers, even a few sprinkles, as we're on the outer edge of the area of low pressure that continues to track off towards the north and east. So a lot of what you're seeing here will begin to go away soon as low pressure moves away, and sunshine will be on the way later today, and then a nice clear sky on the way later on tonight. Let's give you the bigger picture, though. Again, not too much going on at this point, though. We're on the outer edge. Anything that's really developed has really calmed down to just those sprinkles or light showers at this point, and maybe a little bit of wind as well, as low pressure is just off toward the north and east, and high pressure not far away. So low pressure will continue to move away, pull the precipitation and clouds with it. High pressure will move in later on tonight, which will help to really warm things up for tomorrow and keep things very nice overnight tonight as well. Of course, the new drought monitor is out. Not much of a change for us, so still a moderate drought in our neck of the woods with severe drought further down toward the south and west. So, and of course, if we zoom things out, a lot of the country still dealing with plenty of drought, and even a good part of the northeast now dealing with some severe drought, even some extreme drought in some areas at this point. So rainfall definitely needed across a good part of the country. Wave heights, though, are calming down, hence there's no small craft advisories in effect. We're only at around 2 to 4 feet according to some of the buoys nearby, and of course looking a little bit more calmer near shore. So overall, not too bad out there, but again, the ocean might get stirred up a little bit today with some of those gusty winds that may try to reach up to 15, maybe 20 miles per hour, but that might be a little bit of a stretch. But look what happens later on tonight as the winds really begin to calm down as high pressure begins to approach. Our average high is 79 degrees. Will be around 79 today in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Then really heating up just in time for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, in the middle to upper 80s and back down to the upper 70s on Monday and Tuesday, about normal for this time of the year. Then lower 80s again as we head towards your Wednesday and also for your Thursday. Muggy Mirror, though, not too bad. Dew points may get a little bit higher in a few spots, so especially as we head towards Sunday into Monday, though, with dew points in the lower to middle 60s. They're kind of staying there for a while, then maybe a quick surge into the middle 60s as we head towards your Wednesday. Futurecast moving forward, decreasing clouds, maybe a few sprinkles possible as those clouds begin to break up, though, becoming mostly clear later on tonight. So later on tonight, things looking really good, and even as we head towards tomorrow, a beautiful day with a lot of sunshine. The concern there, though, is a lot of heat on the way, too, with temperatures making into the upper 80s, so maybe a few passing clouds there as well. Just be notable with the heat that will begin to move in. Upper 70s, maybe lower 80s today, a few sprinkles and decreasing clouds late, with that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s becoming mostly clear, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, upper 80s, maybe some lower 90s if you're lucky. Mostly sunny and warm out there. West wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And a look at your extended forecast. So a small chance of rain by Sunday with temperatures in the mid-80s, upper 70s on Monday with a small chance for rain again. The more storms on the way for Tuesday, highs in the upper 70s.
Inflation, a broken supply chain, and high gas prices. Mainers everywhere are facing tough decisions about rising costs. Growing up as part of a small family business in Leeds, I learned what a struggling economy does to small businesses, jobs, and to working class people. And serving as a Marine in Afghanistan and Iraq taught me to stand strong for what's right in the face of adversity. I'm Jared Golden, and that's why in Congress, I'm an independent voice for you, taking on my own party to stand up for Maine families. I was the only Democrat to vote against trillions of dollars of President Biden's agenda because I knew it would make inflation worse. I've stood with law enforcement against defunding the police. I support cutting the gas tax and increasing domestic oil production. I'm working to lower prescription drug costs and standing firm against any cuts to Social Security and Medicare. I'll always be an independent fighter for you. I'm Jared Golden, and this is my family. I approve this message because when it comes to doing what's right for your family, I'll never back down.
Remember those summers that were just so perfectly summer?
Brian, come on!
The people, the places, those moments are still out there.
I'm Brian.
Waiting to be found. Ready, Brian? Summer won't last forever, so make the most of it during Toyota's National Sales Event.
Save with 1.9% APR financing on most rugged four-wheel drive Tacoma models. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance and Toyota Safety Sense technology.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Machias, is sponsored by Living Innovations. Be part of the Living Innovations workforce and be part of a caring community with purpose. Learn more at livinginnovations.com. Barren View Golf Course is a great treat for golfers of all skill levels. A 9-hole par 35 course open 7 days a week. No tee times needed. And Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Here in the Test Kitchen, we love when you email us looking for answers to everyday cooking questions. One question that we recently received was, what's the difference between brown sugar and white sugar? The answer is pretty straightforward. Brown sugar is just white sugar with molasses added to it. That's what gives it its rich brown color and nutty taste. And if you're wondering, what's the difference between light and dark brown sugar? It's simply the amount of molasses that's been added back. Dark has more than light. For the most part, light and dark brown sugar are totally interchangeable. While many of you are probably familiar with using these in your baked goods or adding them to your baked beans, if you've never tried them as a way to bring fish or chicken to life, you're missing out. Here, I made a glaze by simmering together some soy sauce, vegetable oil, a splash of apple cider vinegar, a bit of garlic, ground ginger, and some brown sugar. This goes over some salmon, and it's ready for grilling or roasting. That's all it takes. Serve it over some broccoli slaw, and get ready for a meal that's unforgettable. To get the recipe for what we call brown sugar glazed salmon, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a sweet and creative way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Delicious?
It's the perfect day to celebrate a tasty treat that helps us